Everyday me, everyday God. Hi, I'm Vanessa, a spiritual director and friend of Elaine's, and listen to this parable from the message. The kingdom of heaven is like a jewel merchant on the hunt for exquisite pearls. Finding one that is flawless, she immediately sells everything and buys it. I had never heard that translation of the parable before, and I just loved the idea of being a jewel merchant on the hunt for exquisite pearls. And it reminded me so much of the nature of this channel, finding God in the everyday. And this time when I heard that parable, I didn't think first about what the pearl of great price is. What is that exquisite pearl? I thought, ooh, I love being like that. I love being like a jewel hunter, looking for gems hidden in the everyday, whether it's love or joy or unexpected provision or grace, or just being awake to the world and to myself. So this time I thought, what are the conditions that are conducive to me being like that? Like, what is it that helps me be someone who is dusting for the fingerprints of God, who is following clues, who is looking for value in the everyday? And so I came up with 4 conditions that I feel like are important for me. They're things that I tend to think I need more of in order to be this kind of person, like a creative, awake person. But they're things I actually just need to reframe. So the first one is time. Time is usually something I think I need more of to do anything. My picture of time is that crocodile in Peter Pan who has the clock around his neck and his eyebrows go tick tock, and he's after Captain Hook. And it's just such a great metaphor for how it feels living in the Western modern world. It just feels like time is always ticking. There's never enough time. Time is going to get you. You've made mistakes. You've lost time. You've wasted time. Time is money, and you don't have enough. The reframe around time is trusting or choosing to believe that time is a gift, not that time is money. Annie Dillard in The Writing Life says amazing things. One of them is, she says, life in the spirit requires less and less. Time is ample and its passage sweet. And I thought, wow, how amazing would it be to think I have plenty of time to do what God has given me to do in a lifetime. And I have plenty of time today to do what is mine to do today. And what would it be like for the passage of time to feel sweet, to feel like a grace, and to feel like a good thing instead of a necessary evil? So I love that invitation to reframe time as a gift. The second thing I tend to think I need more of is success, or, getting things right, doing things right. But that is not very conducive mindset for creativity and for being on the hunt for gems hidden in the everyday. When I was in college, I read Martin Luther, and he struck me as a very serious, smart man. And so when I read this, I was so surprised. He wrote, "My life is an experiment to prove that I love God and God's praise and glory more than anything else, and that I trust God more and expect more good from God than from anything or anyone else." And the part I loved was that he said, my life is an experiment, not my life is a test, or my life is a race, or my life is a contest, but my life is an experiment. And I love that because it just feels so open to me. Like it's more about permission and curiosity and trying things and starting again. So that's a condition I have to reframe in order to be someone who lives life creatively and in an engaged way. I have to think that quote unquote negative results are very helpful. Like they communicate in a science experiment, a negative result isn't negative. It communicates so much about what works and what doesn't work. So in my life, if I try things or waste time, or experiment with something new, and it just changes my whole perspective, thinking of it as an experiment. And I can learn from whatever happens rather than attempting to do something really well or to get it right. That will just keep me from trying. Okay, the third condition that I need to reframe is about expertise. There's a huge, huge avoidance technique I have, which is called thinking that I need more knowledge in order to start something or to do something or try something. So instead of painting or writing or playing or praying or experimenting, I tend to think that I need to listen to a podcast about the thing or read some more articles or more books about it. Or before I, do a cold dip in the ocean, I need booties and I need one of those towels with a hood on it. These are all procrastination techniques that keep living creatively and engagedly at bay. And so that's something I really need to reframe, is that what I'm after is not more knowledge. What I'm actually after as a jewel hunter type person is wisdom. And wisdom is not something you gain. Wisdom is something you receive. Wisdom to me is knowledge, but it's knowledge plus life experience. It's knowledge plus love, plus time, plus space, and plus grace. Like, wisdom has this magical element to it. It's something we can't kind of conjure up on our own. It's something we have to receive. So if there's anything I need more of in order to be this kind of creative person that I love being, and some days I am, but a lot of days I'm not. Something I need more of is not actually more stuff to consume, more podcasts, more interviews, more articles. It's that I need more space of not doing anything, or it feels like not doing anything, but space to process and digest and to integrate and internalize what I have learned for 40 years and what is going on in my life and what God is showing me. I talked to a friend recently who did digital minimalism, and the author doesn't write from a faith perspective, but says that we all need bits of solitude in our everyday. And solitude he defines as freedom from input from other voices. So going on a walk without anything in our ears, without music or thoughts, even if they're great thoughts. And I thought, wow, I do not have that kind of space scheduled into my day. I'm usually trying to fill it with good things. But in order to receive wisdom, I have to make space to just be, so that the work of digestion, which is the Spirit's work, like spiritual digestion, integration, can take place in me. The last thing I need to reframe in order to be this kind of person is I tend to think I need to not get hurt more and more. And so I spend a lot of energy trying to prevent pain, usually subconsciously. But instead of trying to prevent pain, I'm thinking to expect that there will be provision in pain. Because in order to be a creatively engaged person on the hunt for jewels, for gems, for God, for good, hidden in the everyday, I will get hurt because it involves my heart. It involves falling in love with life and with my son and husband and the life God has given me and God and people and the earth, even tragedies and poor people. So to live in a creative way means I have to risk falling in love, which means I will get hurt. And if I'm trying not to get hurt, it's going to affect how much love I'm able to spend and pour and use. So I'm trying to trust that when tragedy strikes, which it has and it will, close to home and far from home, that God will provide the energy, comfort, know-how, friendship, strength, purpose, endurance that I need, that we need in that time, which means I do not have to hold back today for what I might need tomorrow, which is my tendency. I don't have to hold back love. I don't have to hold back energy or time I can spend it all. I can write it all. I can share it all. I can give it all if I trust that when that day comes, God will give me what I need. So those are the 4 things that I think really affect my ability to be someone who's on the hunt for jewels in the everyday. It's reframing time as a gift where there's plenty of time, trusting that there's plenty of time and the passage of time is sweet and it's good for me. It's a good limitation. It's a good passage. It's also reframing the need to get it right or do well into thinking, no, my life is an experiment. And quote unquote, negative results are at least as helpful as positive. And I reframe the pursuit of more knowledge, more expertise as what I'm aiming for is not that, but wisdom. And wisdom requires space more than anything else. More than more things to consume, wisdom needs digestion time. And it's something that happens kind of invisibly within me. So it's not even something I can really measure. And lastly, in order to be someone who's creatively engaged with life in a day-to-day way, I need to expect that there will be pain, I will get hurt, and that I choose to trust that God will provide what I need when that happens, so I don't have to withhold today for that eventual tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. I hope this sparked your imagination about what conditions make it conducive for you to live creatively and in an engaged way on the hunt for those gems hidden in the everyday.